Okay, now we cannot just sell or give out this book on Microsoft Word. Just like remember, we just copied and pasted it on Microsoft Word from ChatGPT. So we are not going to sell it or give it out that way from just Microsoft Word. So we will need to format the book. Remember, when you're copying this book from ChatGPT, you are not supposed to copy it directly to Microsoft Word because of the ChatGPT kind of formatting. You will need to remove all kinds of formatting by going to Notepad on your laptop here, then pasting the content of the book on Notepad. Paste the content of the book just like I'm doing, then copy it again, highlight, and then copy it, cut it or copy it. Then come back to Word and then paste it. Okay, that's exactly what you're going to do. Just right click and paste. Okay, so that's what you're going to do for all the things you're going to copy from ChatGPT. Once you copy, go to Notepad, copy it there, paste it there, then it removes every kind of formatting from it. Then you will now come to Word documents and then paste it. That is what you're going to do for all your chapters and everything, so that your work will appear neat. So now we are going to format your book. You can see now this is where I pasted all the ones I collected from ChatGPT. This is the name of the title of the book. This is the name of the author. This is my chapter 1. Then it goes on to chapter 2. You know that I stopped at chapter 2. So I'm going to still use it like that just for the purpose of this tutorial. So I'm going to format this book using Microsoft Word. So this is how I do I create my books on Microsoft Word. This is how I do it. I first of all start from inserting my ebook cover. Remember, we just created our ebook cover on canva.com. So we are going to insert, just go to insert, then go to picture. Then it opens your folders on your laptop. So you go to where you put it and then get it. This is my cover. Okay, I'll just double tap on it and it inserts it here. So now I have my ebook cover here, but I don't like how big it is. First, I will double tap on it. I'll go to home first, then I'll double click on it. I want it to be at the center. So I'll click center. So it's now at the center. And the next thing I will do is I will go to height, this place, height and width. I want to reduce it. It's too big. So I want to reduce it to like 4, the height. As you're reducing the height, even the width is also reducing. So I think this is okay. Let me keep it at 5.5. So that's my ebook cover. Now the next thing I will need to do is to work on my title. I will double tap on it, double click on it to highlight it. Then I'll go here. Make sure you're on home. Then you will go here and choose title. Okay. You know, remember that we have both main title here and subtitle. So we are going to demarcate it. Let me just click here and press enter. So this one goes down. Okay. So I'm going to highlight my main title. Then I'll go to title. Okay. This is title. I'll now click on it. It boldens it. Then I want this title to be on one line. So I'm going to reduce the font a little. To 24. Okay. I can also decide to make it bold if I want. I don't want it to be bold. I want to like it like that. So the next thing I will do is to highlight, do the same thing for the subtitle. Highlight it, put it at the center here. Then I will go to subtitle. I put it at the center. Just change it. I put it at the center again. At the center. Okay. So it is in italics. I don't like it in italics. So I want to change it. Click here. It changes to normal text. And I want to increase the font a little bit. I'll go here and then increase it to 6. Let me use 14. And then the color, I prefer black. So I'm just going to double click on it again, highlight it, then change the color. This is where you change color. Just click on the color you want. This is black. I want black. So I'm going to also do the same thing for the subtitle, black. So now the next thing we'll need to do is the name of the author. So we'll go down. We'll now say by Ifeoma Eze. Ifeoma Eze. So I'll do the same. I want it to be at the middle. So I'll just highlight it again and then go to center and put it at the center. So you can see now how it is already turning out. Right? So this is my title page. So the next page, remember, after the first thing that comes after the title page is normally the preface. The preface is a page that talks about why you wrote the book and why people should read it, how it will benefit people. So it also explains the chapters. So the preface, let me just type the preface. Okay. So I'll just, for the purpose of let's make it faster. You're supposed to actually write why you wrote the book and how it will benefit the person reading it. So I'll just copy and paste this here. That's my preface. Most times the preface is up to a page or even more than a page. So the next thing I will have here is I will have my copyright page. Copyrights. I'll also do the same thing I did the other. You are supposed to talk about how the book is, the all right about this book, the copyright of this book is yours. No one should tamper with it and all that without your consent. So I'm going to paste this again here. So this my preface page, I want it to be my heading number 1. It's going to help me when I'm writing the table of contents. So I'll just make it heading number 1. This is where I got it from home, then to heading number 1. So that is what I want it to be. The reason I'm doing that is I want it to appear in my table of contents. But if you don't want it to appear in your table of contents, you can just make it a normal text and bolden it. So the next thing I will, after the preface, then copyright. I don't want this copyright to appear in my table of contents, so I'm just going to bolden it and maybe increase the font a little bit. Let me use 12. So the next thing I will need to do is I will add, the next thing is usually you add the dedication and the acknowledgements. Dedication is who you're dedicating it to. Then acknowledgements, who you're acknowledging, the people that helped you during the work and all that. The preface should be on one page. Then let's take this into another page. The copyright should be on one page. You can merge the copyright with the dedication and the acknowledgement, but you can put them on separate pages. So let me just put dedication, then I'll just use this as my content. Then acknowledgements, acknowledgements. So I will also do the same thing. So after this, the next thing will be my table of contents. So I will need to go, I want my table of contents to be on a separate page. So I will just type contents. I'll type contents. So I'll type contents here. Contents. So for now, I'm not going to work on the table of content. When I'm done, that's the last thing I'm going to do. So I will leave a page for it and then go to chapter. This is chapter 1. So there is something I need to show you. If you don't want your pages to merge together when you are uploading them or when you're converting them into PDF files, you will need to use page break, something called page break. So we're going to start from the preface page. This is where you get it, insert, then page break. So we'll start from, because we don't want this preface page to merge with the title page. I'm going to go back and then click on, I'll put my cursor here. This is where my cursor is. Then I'll click on page break. It comes to the next page. So there is nothing that will make this page to go and merge with this page here, the title page, because I've already put a page break. Let me show you how to know that you have put a page break. Just go to home again, then click here. You will see page. Can you see page break? That there is a page break here. So let me remove this again, just showing you so that you know that there's a page break. Then I'll do the same thing I did before. This is my heading number 1. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing for the rest of my copyright page. I also want it to be on a separate page from the preface page. So I'll still put the same page break. Okay, it's on this page now. So nothing will make you to enter the other page. So I don't mind these ones being on the same page with it. So I can just leave it like that. Or if I don't want them to be on the same page, I'll also separate them with page breaks. So next thing I will need to do right now is my table of contents. This is where my table of content is going to be. I'm going to go back again and I will put my cursor here and then I'll press on page break. So this is where my contents will be, but I'm not working on them right now. So I will go to chapters. Okay, this is chapter 1. So this chapter 1, this is how I'm going to go to home, then come here, chapter 1. I will separate these two chapter 1 and the title of chapter 1. I want them to be on separate lines. And then I'm going to make this chapter 1 heading 1. Then the title of this chapter is going to be heading 2. So that this is how I want them to appear on my table of contents. So I will just highlight this. I will highlight this and then go to heading 1, click heading 1. So this heading 1 is too small. I don't like it. It's too small. I want to increase the font. So I will use font 20. Then I want my heading 1 to be, chapter 1 to be on the center. I'll just click here, center, to be on the center. Then I'll go to my chapter 1 title, the title of my chapter 1, which is Unleashing the Power of the Warrior Mindset. Then I will highlight it again and do the same thing, but this one is now going to be heading 2. So I'll click on heading 2. Then increase the font a little bit. I want it to be a little bit bigger than this. Then put it in the middle. Separate the title from the rest of the body. So I like my headings to be in black. So I'm going to highlight and then make them black. The same thing for this one, black. So now you can see that this is my chapter 1 now, right? So did I put page break for this one? Let me check. So I'll just click here and see if there's a page break. No, I've not put a page break, so I'm going to do that right now, so it doesn't merge with the upper page. So let me remove this. I will click here, it will go back, then I'll put, remember that my cursor is supposed to be here, then I'll click on insert, page break, then I'll highlight it to be at the middle. Okay, now if you check now, you see that there's a page break now. There's a page break now. You see it now, it's there now. So let's remove this. So you can see my chapter 1 now. You can see how it looks. So the next chapter is chapter 2. Remember, we just worked on 2 chapters. So I'm going to put this thing, I'll put the cursor here and then use page break to put another page. So page break, good. So this is another page now. Then I will do the same thing I did in chapter 1, separate the title from chapter 2. Then make it heading 1, go to home, heading 1, increase the font size to 20, then put it at the center, right? So I will now separate these two. Then I would highlight this one again, make it heading 2. Then I will increase the font to 14 and then put it at the middle and separate it from the rest. So I'm going to make this one black again like I did in chapter 1. This one is also black. So these are my 2 chapters. So the next thing I will do after the end of all your chapters, the next thing you will need to do is to create an about the author page. About the author page. About the author. A place where you write about the author, the qualifications of the author, and about the things about the author. Just write about the author page. About the author. So you can also put the image of the author here. You can put the image of the author after this. Let me put this. The same way we inserted the first image, the same way you do it. So I want to highlight this and then increase the font. And I will bolden it. I'm not going to add this to my table of contents. I'm just going to make it bold and increase the font because I don't want it to appear in my table of contents. So I'm going to make it bold here. Then I will increase the font to 18. So then I'll put it in the middle. Then I'm going to write about the author. Let me just paste our text the way we're doing it. Okay, so this is about the author. You can decide to choose to put the image of the author here. The image of the author here. Then talk about the author. The same way you put the image of the ebook cover. It's the same way you do that. So that is it. This is our new book now. So you see it now, it's well arranged. So now the last thing I'm going to do, like I told you before, is the table of contents. So I will go to references, then I'll see table of content, then I'll click the first one. Remember, I've been using heading 1 and heading 2 and heading that. I didn't use 3, but I can use it depending on the arrangement of my book. If I have option under heading 2, I can still do heading 3. So this is how I arrange it. So I'm just going to click this. It will generate my content. Can you see? Isn't that beautiful? So this is it. This is your table of content. You can choose now to delete this. So this is our book right now. Okay, this is our book. This is how it looks. So by the time you Can you see it now? So this is it. This is our book. So the next thing you will need to do with this book is to convert it into a PDF file. Convert it into a PDF file. So that's the next thing we are going to do.